Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. Hey, everyone, welcome to the show. So I wanted to share with you what I think the media is missing about these classified documents that Trump had stolen and was keeping at Mar-a-Lago. It's now been confirmed that nearly 30 additional boxes of items were seized last Monday. They included 11 sets of classified documents, some of which were marked top secret. Some were marked as, quote, TSSCI documents. Those, you may have already heard, those are the types of documents that are so vital to our national security that they're not even kept on a computer. So Trump would have had to request those items. Someone would have had to bring those items to him. The only copy that exists is the hard copy, according to experts. And those documents are only available for viewing by a very few select people with the highest level of security clearance. And even then, they can only view the documents in a secured location. You can't bring in phones, you can't bring in anything. So how he got them away from a skiff and took them to Mar-a-Lago, we still don't know. But here's what I think the media is missing. Everyone keeps talking about how Trump has this history of being careless with documents like this. He, didn't understand the gravity and the national security risks of leaving these documents just lying around in an unsecured room in Mar-a-Lago. What if he did understand? What if this was done on purpose? Consider what we know about Trump and how he operates. Trump doesn't use text or email. Everyone who knows him has said that and confirmed that. He doesn't like to have a written trail of his misdeeds and his crimes, and he never gives an outright order. Everyone has said that. We've heard it from numerous people over the years that he talks and acts more like a mob boss, right? He makes little comments. He lets you know what he's thinking without explicitly saying it. And he does this because he always wants to have plausible deniability. Oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. I didn't know that that's what they were going to do when I said that. I mean, that's what he did on January 6th, right? So what if he casually left these items in a place where someone could walk in and take them? Then he could say under oath, oh, I have no idea how that foreign government ended up with those highly classified nuclear documents. I didn't give them to them. I didn't hand them over to anyone. They must have just walked into my country club and took them. Who could have known that that would happen? That's how he does things. And so that made me ask, why now? Why did the feds move on Trump now? What if Trump knew that the noose was tightening? What if he saw that they were ratcheting things up and he knew he had this plan to transfer those documents to someone? And he knew, God, I better do it quickly because the feds are going to come and take them back, and then I can't give them to anyone or inadvertently leave them where someone might take them. The feds clearly knew that he had them, right? They've known this. They've been in negotiation for this stuff for months. Were the feds maybe listening to his conversations? Were they watching his movements? Did they maybe know that a drop was imminent? That leads to my next update. There's now renewed interest in something that happened during Trump's presidency, which seemed suspicious at the time, but now it seems even more so. In 2019, the House Oversight Committee released a report after they met with and interviewed a whistleblower from Trump's administration. The report detailed concerns about how Trump's administration wanted to, quote, transfer sensitive nuclear technology to Saudi Arabia. The report actually stated that Trump's administration attempted to, quote, rush the transfer of highly sensitive U.S. nuclear technology to Saudi Arabia, and that, quote, strong private commercial interests have been pressing aggressively for the transfer of highly sensitive nuclear technology to Saudi Arabia. And Trump's regime was trying to do this without any congressional oversight. The committee also said that Trump's actions potentially violated the Atomic Energy Act, which restricts the sharing and exportation of U.S. nuclear technology. Of course, Republicans on that committee slapped it down. They made excuses for Trump's actions, so nothing ever came of it. It's clearly now time that we take a closer look at this. And this perfectly demonstrates why we need to see the tax returns of people in power and why anyone who holds a lot of debt should never be allowed to work for the government. What if Trump stole these documents so he could start a bidding war between our enemies? You know, the Saudis, China, Russia. He has something like $300 million in debt that's coming due in the near future. And we now know no banks will lend to him anymore. So he can't refi that money. And desperate people do very desperate things. So I wouldn't put it past this sociopath to sell out our country to pay off his debt. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, please listen to part 3. I'll have more information. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.